young people, you have to remember something. Where you are right now is just today. You have no idea what God has for you. You have no idea what the life he has in store for you. But God's plan for each one of us is to have a prosperous life. God wants all of us to prosper. You have to remember, though, the devil only has one ambition. The devil's one ambition in life is to rob you of your destiny. That's all he cares about. As long as he stops you from being what God created you for, he wins. That's the devil's only mission, is to cast doubt in your mind that God don't love you, that you ain't gonna make it, that if it was God's will, it would have happened. And the devil's main trick is to create fear. That's his oldest trick, is to create fear. The fear of failure is the number one cause of failure in the world today. Well, I try that, but suppose I don't make it. Well, suppose you do make it. You know, that's the thing. So in your quest to live your life, you have to remember that there's a counter to God. Just like there's good, there's evil, there's positive, there's negative, there's right, there's wrong. There's always the yin and the yang. So every time you set out on a positive journey, know and understand that the negative will present itself. Every time you set out to do good, know that evil is going to present itself. Every time you set out to do the right thing, just know that the wrong thing is going to present itself. That's the way it works. And you're gonna get it wrong a bunch of times. You just gotta have recovery skills. You gotta understand that when you mess up, that you are designed as human beings to get it wrong. Bible says there's none perfect, no, not one. Not one. I don't care who your pastor is. I don't care if he T.D. Jakes. I don't care if he the Pope. There is none perfect, no, not one. So now that you understand that, know that you're gonna mess up, you're gonna get it wrong. Don't beat yourself up about it. I used to allow my mistakes to define who I was. And the dangerous part is you gotta be careful of the people you hang with, because there are people around you who constantly remind you of what you did. You ever seen those people? Every time you say, man, I'm finna get it together. Well, you said that before. Man, I'm finna go back to school. Well, you know you had that baby. The devil's only job is to rob you of your destiny. And he got a lot of people work for him. And some of the people he worked for him is in your family, and some of the people that work for him are your friends. And whenever you share a big dream with a small-minded person, you have just shared your dream with the wrong person. So you gotta constantly clean house. If you got people in your life that's non-supportive of you, cut them loose. You ain't got time for them, because you gotta get to what God created you for. All of you have a gift. Teaching is a gift. When your gift is teaching, that's your gift. See, success is not fame or money. Success is living your life in the gift that God created you to do. You can be a very successful person as a teacher, as a caregiver, as a nurse. You can have a very successful life if you're living in your gift. I know a lot of people that's rich ain't happy. But I know a lot of people that make $75,000 a year happy as hell, because they living in their gift. You gotta get in your gift and live in that. You know, I got jokes. I told you, I don't let nobody take the jokes away. You put me on, I don't care what you do, you put me on New Year's Eve, here come these jokes. You put me on a sitcom, here come these jokes. Put me on a talk show, here come these jokes. You put me on a game show, here come these jokes. You can't stop me from doing the gift. I don't let nobody take the gift. You make me a motivational speaker, at one point in this speech, you're gonna get these jokes. Because I know how to hold people's attention with comedy. I never stop the gift. I'm what you do. Identify your gift, and that's how you live your best life, man. But do not let people remind you of your past. If you have people that constantly bring up your past, man, get their ass out your life. Because when you make a mistake, if God gets you past it, why do you keep reliving? Once he gets you past it, just keep moving and let it go. I done made a bunch of mistakes. Let me tell you something. I've made more mistakes because I'm older than all of you. I've made more mistakes than anybody in this room. I promise you I have. I've made bigger mistakes than anybody in this room. I've lost all the money I ever had. I've lost millions of dollars before. I've lost everything I ever owned. Homeless, lived in a car. I'm on my third marriage. I made some major mistakes. I made some big mistakes. But what difference does that make to me? My destiny is somewhere else. I don't let the mistakes define me. I let all my mistakes redefine me. Don't ever let your mistakes define who you are. Make a mistake, get up, go again. God is in the forgiving business, man.